The first memory I have of video games is a bit of a weird one, so bear with me. I remember when I was very young, my brother gave me his Game Boy Advance as he'd been bought a PlayStation 2 for Christmas, and I used to play this thing all the time. I have fond memories of playing Pokemon Yellow and Bomberman Game Boy, but my first real memory is of Wario Land 2, which I sucked at. I remember always getting stuck on the levels and making him finish them for me. I was bought a GameCube that following Christmas when I was older and could play the games to a reasonable standard, but I still remember those Game Boy games and the times I'd played them very fondly. So after putting on the rose tinted glasses and reminiscing of my childhood, the idea to make a video essay on the subject just hit me. I really started to get into video games when I was about 6 years old, when I was bought a GameCube. I remember having the conversation with my brother that I could use his PlayStation 2 if he could use my technically superior GameCube. I agreed, as he had the copy of Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, and I used to adore that game. I also remember playing Spyro 4 throughout the festive period, and I fucking loved it. When I went back to play it at a later date, however, I realised that the game is vastly inferior to the trilogy that came before it. But there was something about it that I really like. I'm also going to point out that there was a glitch to get out of the map in the hub world that would allow you to access the final boss, and I discovered it long before I found a video about it on the internet. YouTube really didn't exist in 2003 after all. After not too long, my GameCube broke because I was very young and didn't really understand looking after games properly, but hey, it happened. And it started a trend that I didn't really buck until my early teens. I ended up having a total of 5 PlayStation 2s. Several reasons took the lives of these consoles, but I still hold true that at least 2 of them broke without my input. The notable games I'd play around this time include The Simpsons Hit and Run, GTA Vice City, Lego Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Metal Gear Solid 2, and a bunch of different Dragon Ball games. There are others, but I could probably make a separate video on just the PlayStation 2 alone, and I don't want this video to go on forever. It was the holiday season, 2007, and I was on my 5th PlayStation 2. I was more than happy going to the same 2 second-hand game shops nearby my house, where I'd ponder which games to buy for my hard-earned £5. Would I find out if Metal Gear Solid 3 was as good as the second? Is Pro Evolution Soccer better than FIFA? Why are my damn fingers so sticky all the time? I'd find out the answer to 2 of these questions. I'd also be bought a Wii for Christmas as a gift for the family, but of course I was the only one to actually use it. The notable games from the Wii were Super Smash Bros., New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Mario Kart, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. Hang on. Don't you dare say it was a one-trick pony. The bowling was fucking top draw. The next real development came Christmas of 2010 when I was bought an Xbox 360. This was my first real experience with online games, as my only other previous experience was on my brother's PC, where I'd play very little amounts of Unreal Tournament and Counter-Strike Source. Of course, I was terrible, given that I was still quite young and far from acquainted with keyboard and mouse controls, but the Xbox had changed me. I'd gone from the family-friendly Mario series to Call of Duty, and I loved it. I'd play Black Ops 1 every day when I got home from school, amassing hundreds of in-game hours, going up prestige after prestige, getting all the map packs and scoring impressively high rounds in the zombies mode. Of course it didn't end there. I was vastly fond of the FIFA series, Skyrim, Red Dead Redemption, and the rest of the Call of Duty franchise, until I stopped caring after Black Ops 2. So of course I enjoyed my time with Xbox 360. I loved it for the experiences with my friends, where I could get on Xbox Live and hang out, play some Call of Duty and just enjoy games. I then got the Xbox One, which was, so I traded in my Xbox One after months of working a shit weekend job, and I built a PC. It wasn't crazy high spec or anything, but it was good enough to play a game that I'd grown very fond of, Counter-Strike Global Offensive. I've been playing the game for about 10 months up until that point on a potato laptop. I'd play on the lowest settings in 640 by 480, and I'd get usually between 15 and 30 FPS, you know, depending on map and location. Let me tell you that this is no way to play Counter-Strike, but now I could enjoy the game in all its glory. I cranked up the settings to max and wandered around the maps for ages, taking in all the frames I could get. It was lovely. Of course, I'd play a whole host of indie games and PC exclusives as well, but I'd found my home. Obviously, I still play Counter-Strike to this day, and will continue until a new game can knock it off its pedestal, but I still think there are many more hours to be played of this game. I think, on the whole, it's not the games we play, but the experiences we have. I've gone back to play the games of my childhood and I've had mixed reactions. Looking back with a fine-tooth comb to nitpick, some stand the test of time, and I think even if I'd received them today, I'd still love them. Unfortunately, some of it is still just nostalgia, but that won't stop me from loving those games. Whether it was because I was young and they featured characters I love, or because I played them with friends, those games mean just as much to me, and I think that most of us have those experiences. The kind that make you fall in love with gaming, and I think that it connects us, even in a small way. So next time you get bullshit in H1Z1, or your house gets fucked in Minecraft, just remember these times.